Hello, and welcome to the first annual Worst to Best Movies of the Year. And this year, it is 2024. And this year for movies had some great ones, had some bad ones, and had some horrible ones. But we have a list of 30 movies here, and I'm going to tell you which one is worst to best. So here goes nothing for the worst to best movies of 2024.
Number 30.
And for the worst movie of the year, we have Argylle. One of the most atrocious movies I've ever seen, period. And this movie was made by the guy who made The Kingsman. And I saw those movies. I said, these movies are pretty good. Let's watch this one. Nope. This one is literally trash. Have the girl from Jurassic World be a writer, and everything she writes comes to life somehow. But apparently the guy is actually real, and they were just it's so stupid. I hate this movie. The plot was dumb. Bryan Cranston was the only good thing about this movie, and everything else was just stupid, and it just didn't make any sense at all. And it was probably it was the worst movies I've ever seen, and it's horrible. I don't remember what I reviewed it, but it's number 30 in the list.
Number 29.
And at number 29, we have Ricky Stenicki. This movie was released straight to Prime Video, and I watched it. It got John Cena, and it got what's his name? Zac Efron. They got Zac Efron. I'm like, this could be a good movie. This could be a good movie, and it's all right. It's not as bad as Argylle, but it's pretty bad. But the comedy was pretty funny. Some of the stuff was good, and John Cena peeing his pants in the airport while on drugs. It is nothing I did not need to see, but it's probably one of the worst bad movies I've ever seen this year, because there's still 28 more movies, so you'll see why this is number 29. But I watched this one on day one, and it's still pretty trash. And it's just about this guy finding this gay rap artist, like the guy who does gay parodies of songs, and he's like, oh, you could be this guy named Ricky Stenicki, and then pretend to be him, and he's actually becomes his friend at the end. It's pretty stupid. But yeah, that's number 29, and on to
Number 28.
And at number 28, we have Quiet Place Day One, the third movie of the Quiet Place franchise and the prequel to The Quiet Place. And this movie had the guy who plays Eddie from Stranger Things, and I don't know, the other lady. It was dumb. The movie was the girl had to get fentanyl for her like medical stuff because she was dying, and she's in hospice or whatever, and meets this other person who finds her cat after the cat ran away because of something. I don't remember. The movie was kind of really boring. Almost fell asleep. And the aliens were pretty cool. The cat is the most quietest cat in the world. I'll say that right now. The worst cat. If I had all the cats out here go just make noises and sounds and stuff, this one doesn't even make a peep. So this movie is stupid, and it just doesn't make any sense. And everyone should have died because the monsters, the Sky Angels, have supersonic hearing, and they should just killed everyone. And there's a third one coming out, I guess, so we'll see what happens after the second one, after they escape. But this movie was at number 28, and it's pretty bad.
Number 27.
And at number 27, we have Venom, the third and final installment of the Sony Venom franchise with Tom Hardy. And this movie was so lackluster, I gotta tell you. I gave it a little bit afterthought, and yeah, it was pretty stupid. Having this guy have a send-off and not even doing anything about it. I guess he's still in like the MC universe at that little tiny drop, but they only got rid of him in the Sony universe. But the Sony universe is gone, so it just doesn't make any sense anymore. And this movie was just a stupid cash grab, and it got leaked. The final character got leaked as a Fortnite skin, and that's just great. Like, ruin a movie by releasing it in the item shop is pretty crazy. But yeah, this movie is the 4th worst movie of the year, and that's gonna lead us to number
26.
And number 26, we have Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire. This movie is probably the 2nd worst Ghostbusters film ever. I'm going to say that female one is still the worst. I'm telling you right now. Do not, you can hate me all you want, but that movie is actually trash. It's the most garbage of garbage I've ever seen of media ever. And this one is just about how Egon's granddaughter is like meets this ghost, and the ghosts are this friendly ghost like Casper tells her, "Oh, you can like free us all if you go and take her body and go into the ghost realm and help us out." I don't really remember what happened, but she betrays her, and the monsters get her, and then they have the people from the old movies come back. And it was just a horror. It should have just kept off at the last one. And I guess they're making another one. And I don't even know. It's so stupid. I hate that movie. I hate all these movies that I've just said. And this one was a little bit better, I gotta tell you. So that leads us to number
25.
And number 25 was Kung Fu Panda 4. This was the weakest of the Kung Fu Panda series. I like Kung Fu Panda 1, 2. 3 is alright, and 4 is just bad. How do you have a little fox rabbit thing? I don't remember what it was. And she's a thief, and have this. The chameleon was pretty cool. I like the chameleon part, but it was just stupid. Jack Black's performance is lackluster, and it was just all around a horrible movie. And it was good to watch it again, but it's not like the best of all time. I'll tell you that. And they're making 2 more movies, like another trilogy. Like, I don't know why that needs to be done. Like, it should have just ended. Like, they found his family. The family was supposed to be dead, but they were just like hiding away, and they all had powers. And yeah, so that's the 5th worst, number 25. And now it's going to lead to number
24.
And number 24 was another Amazon movie. And this movie was actually really interesting. We had Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal, and it was called Roadhouse. And this was a remake of a movie called Roadhouse again, but it was 2 different movies. And this one was pretty cool because it was just like this little bar, and he was just like this retired UFC fighter, and he came in and just started punching everyone, beating everyone up, and it was just pretty good. But it's not like there's more movies on this list that are better, but this one was actually pretty good. I liked it. I liked how it was. And it got Post Malone too at the very beginning, like some weird lineup of cast members, but everything was actually like all the action, the end scene where they're on the boats and they're just beating each other up. It was actually pretty cool, but they had their flaws here and there, but I don't know. And they're making a sequel, and you saw Conor McGregor butt naked, and yeah, that's I guess that's the 6th worst movie of the year at number 24, and that's gonna lead us to number
23.
And number 23, people said this was bad. I'm gonna say this one, it was bad, but it was also it was all right. And it's called A Heretic, and this one movie I can really not explain, but I'll try my best. So it's a group of Mormons who go and are trying to like teach their religious beliefs, and then Hugh Grant's character's like, "Oh, come on in, you can go and teach me. Let me go get my wife real quick." And then they lock him in the house, and they have to he has to, like, he's trying to convince them that the religion's not real, and it's just a bunch of like phony baloney stuff, saying that they're just a copy of a copy of a copy from this fibs that are from thousands of years ago that these lizard people made. And like it was so stupid. But yeah, he had a point, but he also didn't have a point, because anyone could believe whatever they want, and there's thousands of religions, but he was trying to find out the true religion. That was the whole place, like the whole thing in the movie. And they're saying that control is the main point of like religion. I'm like, really? Okay, I thought it was gonna be sadism or something, like being stupid, because that's what's shown a lot, but no. So, yeah, I would say that one. What, I gave it a 7? I don't know, but yeah, that's about right, I would say. And this one, at number
Number 22.
At number 22, we have Beetlejuice 2. The worst, I don't even think worst, dude. I hate the first one. I hate everything about these franchises, these stupid movies. But it's pretty funny. I like the way how, like, the physical animation's done and just, like, everything in general, the claymation stuff. The jokes were pretty funny, too, but my favorite part was the baby, Beetlejuice, and he getting kicked around like a 3-point field goal. And it was pretty funny. I like that. And it had Jenna Ortega's character as the mom's daughter. And yeah, Michael Keaton's character as Beetlejuice was still phenomenal. That's my favorite part also. But it was just stupid. Like, it didn't even mean to make, it didn't, never needed to be done. So it just didn't. It was too many years. It was too late, and they were all old. And adding new characters to something that you're not gonna do again is just dumb. And at number
21.
Number 21, we have Longlegs. And this was made by Osgood Perkins. And it was something. I'll tell you that. People were saying it was like Silence of the Lambs. And I gotta say, it was kind of like that. But I was locked into my seat when I watched this. People hate on this movie, but I actually like this movie. And that's why it's at the number 21 spot, because it's not the worst movie, but it's just right there. Like, if you want to put something on, you want to watch it, have a good time, you watch this movie. And it was just about these detectives trying to find out who the Longlegs killer was. And then the Longlegs killer was Nicolas Cage, who looked like he got punched a couple times. More than a couple, but it was. I liked the movie a lot. Is it a multiple time watch? No, I'll tell you that. It's a one and done. I'll tell you that. And now he's making a movie called The Monkey, and I guess the little toy monkey comes and kills people, I guess. And we'll see how that goes. It comes out in 2 months, 3 months, and yeah, hopefully it's good. So at number
20.
At number 20, we have Twisters. A little remake of the movie Twister, but this time it's an action like thriller, and it was actually pretty good. I like that movie. Had a bunch of tornadoes going around, trucks flying around, a bunch of country music. I'm not a fan of country music myself, but the songs they're pretty good, and it was I liked it. They were just a bunch of weathermen, weather storm chasers trying to find out and save, like, the people's data, but these, get the data from the tornadoes and save the people's homes and try to stop the tornadoes, but the experiment doesn't work. And then they have the other friends company who wants to just take the people's damage and use them for insurance so that they can steal money from them, and they were being a bunch of scumbags. And, yeah, so Twisters is at number 20. Like 1/3 done of the list. So yeah, these movies I suggest you can watch anytime and you will enjoy them. So that brings us to number
19.
And number 19 is, this one is pretty good. I don't know, it's the same as the first one, but it's Inside Out 2. Basically the same plot point, but this one just added a couple more emotions and made the character a little bit older, and trying to say that you can make your own personality and you don't have to depend on other things, and you are your own person type deal. And so they get replaced, the normal emotions get replaced by the newer emotions, and the anxiety is trying to take over, but then the Joy doesn't believe in that, so they try to make her way back and get the old Riley back, but has to make an exception that you can't just keep the old one in. You have to express yourself and be a new person.
Number 18.
And at number 18, we have the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, or the longest name ever, but the movie was actually pretty good. The movie is set in World War II, and it's about this group of people who have to these people who have to defeat the U-boats, destroy the U-boat harbor. and it shows like it's a real like story on like the president at the time had this stuff written down. It was all classified, but it was actually declassified and a couple years ago, and they decided to just write a movie about it, and it's about them destroying the German U-boats, and it had a crazy amount of action. Had the guy from the Reacher, and he just tearing through everyone, and it was crazy. Had people like he literally like bow and arrow, like he's Hawkeye, and it was just going through people's faces, axes, and bunch of gore and guts everywhere. It was actually a pretty good movie. And if you're trying to watch an action movie, I say watch this one. It's actually one of the best action movies of this year. And yeah, and that brings us to number
17.
And at number 17, we have Trap. Trap, people hate on Trap, but Trap is the newest M. Night Shyamalan's movie, and this one, I gotta say, I loved the beginning part where they're all in the stadium concert bit, and then but people hate on the next part, but I think that's the best part of the movie is the next part, to be honest with you, because they're going and he's trying to find his way out, and when he does, he has to go and confront his wife, and the person who like they kidnapped the rock star, the pop singer, and they just like the wife finds out and tries to get the cops called, but he has to keep it calm, and she plans this whole like plan and gets to their own like place, so they drag all the police there, and he's just trying to find a way to get out, but it's just too late. Like they already got him, he locked in, he finally lost. But people hate on that for some reason, and I don't know why. But I thought this movie was actually one of the best movies of the year. But it's still a little bit bad, but I gotta tell you, but there's like tons of other ones good that are good. But this was like one of the best like thriller horror movies that came out this year, I gotta tell you. And the performance was just him trying to act normal because he's a psychopath. And I liked that a lot. Like the change of pace like of an actor trying to actually act normal than a psychopath was actually a brilliant idea by him. But this was probably the third best action movie or fourth best action movie of this year, and that is at number
16.
Number 16, we have The Beekeeper. This movie with Jason Statham is one of the funniest action movies I've ever seen. The Fast and Furious movies are dumb and funny, but this one is so good. It's this guy who's this retired assassin guy, but he disguised himself as like a beekeeper, and is friends with this person who it's like gives him honey and like gives him a home and stuff. And then she gets into this scam by these the fraudulent people and steal all their money, and she kills herself. And so he ain't having it. So he goes into the line she got scammed and the boss's bosses and just kills everyone in the path. And it was actually a crazy movie. And I thought it was like really, really good. And I don't want to say anything about it because there's a lot of spoilers already, but I don't want to spoil this movie because this one's a really good one. But this one is the second or third most best action movie, and this one is called at number
15.
And at number 15 we have The Fall Guy. Halfway down the list, it goes from all right to good, and this one is good. Fall Guy is a romantic comedy, and it just takes Ryan Gosling's character, and he's just a stunt performer, and there's a bunch of stunts. It's the guy who made Deadpool and John Wick, and this is a really good movie, I'll tell you right now. And I just like the performance, the action scenes, the funny just bits, and the guy was trying to Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, him trying to not be a killer. He actually killed somebody, but he's getting framed, and then tries to frame it on Ryan Gosling's character, because he's like his stunt double already, and because he wants to get free, so he's just a selfish, arrogant person. And yeah, you should watch that movie. It was really good. But this movie is good, but it's boring. I'll tell you that. But it's barely. It's like I didn't know where to put it, but I still liked it. But it's one of it's pretty bad. But it's better than every other one that I had on the list. And that is at number
14.
And at number 14, we have Wicked. It is the new musical number with Ariana Grande, and it is based on the Wizard of Oz Broadway play. And it was actually pretty good, but there was too much singing, I gotta tell you. But I know it's a musical, and it was pretty funny. But it's just stupidly long, man. And there's a second part that's gonna be 3 hours. Like, I don't think I can sit through that again. That comes out next year. But I liked how it all tied in the Wizard of Oz, and it like explained the origins of the witch, because we all thought she was evil until this movie. It proves that she was just being framed the whole time, and I thought that was like brilliant writing on that part. So that's why I put it at number 14. And the set pieces, the costume design, even the singing was magnificent. And it's pretty good, but it's not like a good story. It's just everything else about it was good. We're like, not good story. Like, it's just not for me. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's all I can say about the Wicked movie. But this number 13, I thought I wasn't gonna watch it, but I watched it, and I haven't even seen the first two. And so at number
13,
we have Terrifier 3 at number 13. Terrifier 3 is a it's a third out of the 4 movies, maybe 5, we don't know yet. But this one was the most disgusting and gut-wrenching thing I've ever seen. How do you who comes up with a guy, like, he's just butt naked in the shower, and you get this guy who has a chainsaw, and he jams it up there, you get a goodie shot right there, just all the way up, all the way to his head. It's nasty, man. Like, I had to look away, and it was all like prosthetics and real and nasty. Like, guy ripping his face off, and it's just horrible. And I didn't put this one on the list, but I also watched the movies The Substance, and that movie almost made me gag. And I think that was a worse gore than Terrifier 3. How do you get who comes up with a close-up shot of a girl ripping out her teeth and nails with her fingers, and get a close-up, and all the sounds and like gnarliness and stuff like that? Like, that's nasty. Like, I don't want to see that, and I'm never watching that again. I don't even want to see any clips or nothing about The Substance ever again. And yeah, Terrifier 3 being a Christmas film, I still think it was pretty good, but watching it a second time, it's not as good as the first time. But now it has over $100 million, so the fourth one's gonna be crazier. For this next movie, at number
12.
At number 12, we have Gladiator 2, the sequel to Gladiator, and the sequel that delivered. And this sequel was pretty good. It had Pedro Pascal's character of being like the general of the movie. He goes out in a horrible way, man. I don't want to spoil this one, dude, either, because it's actually pretty good. I was gonna put this one at number 11 or 9, but I had to change it up, because there's some on here that my top 10 are a little weird. I gotta tell you that right now, but there's just reasons for it. And if you want to skip ahead a couple seconds, but in this movie, spoilers, it goes and has a Russell Crowe's son, and he is just trying to get his way back up the ranks, because he goes and becomes a gladiator, and he just goes and wins all these battles and kills everyone and tries to free his people and get with his mom again, and just did do what his dad didn't get to do. And that's what he did. And that was why I thought this movie was better than the first one, because it actually got he did what his father's legacy that was written off. Like, they just cut his legacy off, and he decided to do it his own way and just free Rome. But yeah, I like Gladiator 2. And I guess the third one's coming out. I don't know why, but yeah. But going on to the next movie at number
11.
And at number 11 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the fourth installment of the Planet of the Apes movie, of the new timeline. And this movie was actually pretty interesting. I liked how it was 300 years after Caesar's death, and it was his great grandson. And I think that's what it was. But this movie had the virus is now gone. People have done have immunities to the virus, and they can talk again and all this other stuff. And the whole plot of the movie, it was this person trying to go in with the monkeys so they could steal information from them so they can go and work with and get the satellites working so they can go against the monkeys, and the humans are trying to bring themselves back together so they can kill all the monkeys that started this in the first place. And I thought that was pretty cool. And they looked at the moon, so I swear if they're trying to go to the moon or something, I'm going to be bro, why? But I don't know. Hopefully the next one that comes out is pretty good. But I say that was not number 11. And I just liked how I just like monkeys, man. I just whoever doesn't it's like liking Jurassic World. You're not there for the story. You're there for the monkeys and the dinosaurs. But this one actually had a better story than Jurassic World, and it was pretty good. But on to the next movie at number
10.
And here we are at number 10. Top 10 movies of this year. People hate this one. I'll tell you. I'm going to say, if I don't think he's watching, but Ryan, this movie's pretty good, and I don't care what you got to say. Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, is at number 10. This movie was so funny for no reason. You got this monkey smacking the other monkeys around, with the little baby monkey, and he's just going crazy, yelling at people's faces, and it's just crazy action sequences straight out of Fast and Furious, and just the monkeys and the Kong and Godzilla teaming up and fighting this giant red scar monkey. That was some crazy stuff, and I enjoyed watching this movie. And it's just for 5 minutes of the movie, the Kong was acting like Kratos from God of War, carrying this little tiny monkey to his boss, trying to help the other monkeys out. It was actually really good. And I don't know if they're gonna make a third one, but hopefully it's as good as this one, because it was way better, and I say is the best, second best action movie if you count what creature film. But I just like Godzilla, man. Whatever they pump out, I'm watching. Just like Godzilla -1. That was the second best movie of the year last year. But I didn't get to release that video because it got messed up.
Number 9.
But at number 9, we have a movie that I just liked because it's made people who made it scream, and that is Abigail. This is a vampire ballerina movie, and it's just so funny for no reason. And I like horror movies, but this one is just different, man. It's just, you got a unique character who you've never seen before as a vampire ballerina, and just killing people because she wanted to play with them and eat them like they're just ants. I'm okay. And they go around trying to find out who is killing everyone, but it's just a little girl the whole entire time. And it's just so funny. It has a lot of action. And if you haven't seen that movie yet, you should watch it. It's hilarious. And yeah, that's my number 9. And at number
8.
we have at number 8. I don't know. He's probably not gonna watch this, but Colin, he made fun of this movie. And Bad Boys Ride or Die is good. He said that watching the movie with Will Smith and the other guy in 2024 is crazy. But I gotta say, this movie is hilarious. And my friend Omar said it's hilarious. And I agree, and it's a good movie. And that's why it's at number 8. Because it's funny. Every scene, man. Every scene is funny. He has a heart attack. and he has to stay away from like the sweets and foods and stuff, and he can't help himself. He's fat. The other guy, not Will Smith, and he tries to go for jelly beans after he's getting in a shootout, and he gets the black one, and that's so freaking funny because nobody likes the black jelly bean because it just tastes like licorice. And then it's just like the best part in that movie is where his son, the guy I'm talking about, he gets out of the Marines and he's like, defend your family, and he goes to this like John Wick POV and just starts killing like 16 other soldiers, and I'm like, bro, what is happening? But he had to do what he had to do, and it was just the best, like, craziest stunt, like, action scene on par with John Wick, and I thought it was really good, and everyone should watch this movie, and that's why it's at number 8. But this one at number
7.
And at number 7, we have Transformers 1, the origin story to the Transformers live action movie. And this movie was pretty good. I liked what they did with Optimus Prime and Megatron, but there's room for more. There's going to probably be a sequel. But this one is calling other coal miners, or they mine, and they're getting manipulated by these higher ups, and they were originally Transformers, but they got their cogs removed, and so they were just treated like slaves and just mind wiped of everything, trying to live in the utopia world that transforms to a dystopian world. And I thought it was just a brilliant like animated movie, but nobody wanted to watch it because it was poorly advertised, and that's why I'm here to just say, go watch it. At number 7, I don't want to say anything about it, but it's pretty good. And at number
6.
And at number 6, I have Speak No Evil. Probably one of the best horror movies that came out this year. James McAvoy's character in this movie is phenomenal. I loved every aspect in this film, and how it's not even an American film. It's like I don't remember what it was. I think it's like a Dutch film, and it's just like it's Blumhouse, and it's crazy, man. Like, how do you go and in every role he does as a psychopath, he nails it, man. I'll tell you. And this one, like, watching in the theater, like, I didn't expect what was going on in the ending. He just like it goes like from normal, like trying to be like a good like Samaritan. I think whatever, that's how I say it. But he's just like trying to like say, oh, you can go to my house and you bring your family along and just relax for the vacation. And he says he's a doctor, and eventually just stuff goes out of hand. And apparently, spoilers, the whole time he's just collecting families' belongings to make a living, and he's kidnapped this girl since she was 8 and raised her up and married her, and then now he's trying to steal the sons. And like the newest son he had it for a couple of years, but he cut his tongue out, so he couldn't explain like to the people like where he came from. He couldn't talk. He's like, oh, he's just a little bit shy. He has this condition with a small tongue, but he cut it out with scissors. I was like, Jesus, that is dark. But it's a fantastic movie. Like the ending is like, that wasn't even nothing what I said. That was just, it was crazy. But this movie is what probably nobody talks about. Got slept on. Most underrated film this year. At number
5.
Number 5 is Furiosa, the prequel to Mad Max, the road one. And this one is crazy action. I gotta tell you, I don't understand why nobody liked this movie, saying, oh, the female lead ruins it. Like, I don't care if any person that can run it, but this character was fun. I loved it. Like, there's a 12-minute action scene that's like crazy. They got this little tiny person who like lives in this like vegetable like basket thing, and he's there for 4 minutes. But I don't know why, but he's hilarious in there for no reason. And it has like the person going into like the blending in because she was gonna get like touched by the stupid idiots, and making her way up and blending in and killing everyone to kill Chris Hemsworth's character, who raised her to be like his little daughter, but it's not. He just kidnapped her. and it's all around a fantastic movie, and the ending was like crazy. But you know what's crazier? Number
4.
At number 4, we have my second most anticipated movie this year, and that was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This movie is a masterpiece. I'll tell you right now. There's the cringy jokes here and there, but Sonic 3 is the best out of the 3, and hopefully the 4th one's better. And the ending with Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic would live and learn was the best thing of media I've ever seen. And it's just fantastic. I don't want to say anything. Jim Carrey's performance in this movie with 2 Eggmans was something special, I gotta tell you. And it only could get better from there. Hopefully they have other characters. These Eggmans not coming back for a 4th one. I'm sorry. If he does, oh, whatever. It's Jim Carrey again. But he's 60 years old. His time's running out for acting. And, yeah. And that moves on to our top 3. So at number
3,
we have Deadpool 3. Deadpool and Wolverine, as it was called. I've been hyping this movie up for years and years. And when this movie came out, it was a stellar masterpiece. I'll tell you right now. This is probably the craziest movie of the year. Just because you got Hugh Jackman back as the role for Wolverine. Like you can't even like fathom what was going through my head when I heard that he was coming back. And what they did with this movie was something special. Bringing all these massive actors like Wesley Snipes back on the big screen after 25 years is something like a miracle. And let me tell you, Channing Tatum's character as Gambit needs to stay in the MCU because he is the funniest thing that has came out of the Marvel property for a good 5 years. I'll tell you right now. And this movie is a one-time. I think it's it could be watched again, but it's like a one-time watch. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. I'm telling you. But you know what you need to watch? This movie at number
2.
At number 2, we have. I say if this is nominated for an Oscar, I want this one to win Best Picture. Is Dune 2. Dune 2 at number 2 is great. I went in March or February it was. I went with my 2 friends, Avi and Kieran. And I can't even like express words. Like the visuals, the action, the story, the acting, all crazy masterpieces. Like this is like on top par with like I don't even know. Like it's just like it's just so good. Like I can't even like you just have to watch it. I was 3 hours long just locked in, jaw dropped to the floor watching this like vibrant colors and like just crazy. I didn't even know what was going on half the time because it was so like fast paced and like craziness, but you understood it when you watched it because you're there for like you're there for the action if you're not watching it. But it's way better than the first one. I'll tell you, the first one was just getting good, or first one was just getting started, and the second one just takes the cake. But you need to watch Dune 2, and hopefully it's better. It gets Best Picture. If Wicked wins, I'm gonna be freaking mad, or some other movie wins. We'll find out in 2 months. And at number
And finally, number 1.
And at number 1, might be controversial, but at number 1 is Alien Romulus. A horror movie for number 1 is crazy. But let me explain. This movie brings it back to the roots of the Alien franchise. And at the end, with that creature, engineer, like hybrid, was something freaking special, man. That scared me to death. And I don't get scared easily, and it scared me crazy amounts of time. And I just loved the movie. Like the acting, small little ship, going and exploring the ship to see what was up with it, and eventually they just get face to face with a xenomorph and have to survive. Fits so well with that universe, and just like trying to tie in as a prequel. And it's just like everything about that movie with the props, like no CGI, nothing. It's just phenomenal. The scoring and the music, and then like the tense scenes just scared me, and I just love it. Every aspect of that film is a straight 9 or like 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Like the AI robots and bringing back old people. Like hopefully if they do make a sequel, it's as good as that one. And he's supposed to make Alien vs Predator, so if that comes out, that will be crazy. And my friend Kieran said that movie was trash, or like alright, not as good as the first one. I don't know what he's smoking, but this movie is fantastic. And yeah, so this was the worst to best movies of the year in this year 2024. Let me know in the comments if you want me to change some stuff, because this is like my first kind of one. I did it with like a mukbang style last year, but it just never got posted because I never finished it. And if you want me to post that one, just let me know. I'll just rough cut it and just like, here you go, put it in the link in the description. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what is your top 5 or top 10 movies in the comments this year. And yeah, let me know if you have any ideas also, like what videos next year. I'm trying to post just like better videos than I have right now, and hopefully I can get that done and we have some like people watching again like last time. But you know, I've fallen off right now, so hopefully something happens, but you never know. So see you guys in the next one, and Happy New Year to all. Happy 2025. Peace.